Well, Daniel, with Thanksgiving over, you ready for some obligatory shitty Christmas memes?
I no, hold on. All right, Thanksgiving may have passed, but it is not Christmas yet. We are still in November. It is Thanksgiving. God damn it!
This sounds artificial. I
No,
quit.
you're artificial. This is fucking no. All right,
All
it
right.
is. I hate that people do that. I hate it. You don't skip over Thanksgiving.
No,
All
shut
right,
the fuck up.
you
We're
don't
not
go straight
talking
to
about that.
Christmas. No.
We're
Don't
not
skip over
talking about that.
Thanksgiving. There, I'm done. Thanksgiving's a
No,
holiday.
we're here to talk about TikTok because it's a very interesting conversation piece that recently.
Well,
We
well, first, I'm never good at these intros. Welcome back to Random Conversations, your obligatory terrible podcast to listen to. With me, guest host Maui and Beazle Buffo.
such a fucking dumb name.
We hit it. It is currently 3:49 a.m. in the morning. Never stop the grind.
And I want to die.
Always
Honestly,
grinding.
let's get this bread, gamers.
So I think we should talk about real quick the origins of TikTok, real quick.
It was
So as
musical.
most Well, it used to be Musically, but TikTok is originally like a social network, social medium. I want to say from Japan originally. It's very popular over there. And then it came down here to the old United States of America, and to my understanding, it's dying. Right, Mark?
It's well, I don't see many of the pedophile memes anymore.
Oh, you skipped out right there, Mark.
Sorry. I don't see any of the pedophile memes anymore.
Yeah, eh, I mean,
That's because
okay.
they're all
So
undercover.
let's talk about
One of
what the
them
main
got clapped, so
issues.
now they're all worried.
Let's talk about one of the main issues I have with it. It has to be probably the most interesting thing ever. A lot of people there, old, fat, unhealthy people, like very, I want to say, cringe people, seem to like gravitate towards the channel. Like for example, I don't know who this guy is, but he's like a fat, weird kid.
I hate
Has
him.
basic.
I thought it was a
I,
girl.
I
I thought it
it's
was a girl.
yeah. Yeah, no. But it turns out it's just a really fat kid, and honestly, like I don't know. I haven't been to it, but I think like anyone who tries to offer criticism on him, they instantly just dismiss and they try to maybe bully them off the specific channel. And it seems that a lot of people in general on TikTok doesn't take criticism or any negative comments very kindly at all.
Well,
And
that's due to them being fucking coddled by their parents.
well, I think that's a bit ignorant to say, in my
Is it
opinion.
really?
Yes, because like you're assuming that people on TikTok are just there for a specific reason.
They're there so they have a sense of belonging. They can't get it in fucking real life, except all those hot girls. They're there for that fucking attention.
I mean, maybe I don't really know. I mean,
Well, for example, that kid you were talking about earlier, right? What other reason would he have to be on that app other than finding some sense of belonging because he belongs nowhere else where he lives?
well, that's just one of the many problems with TikTok, in my honest opinion. Like, I do not understand it at all. So what's the point exactly? Like, you put music and you sync up the lyrics, or
No.
what's going on?
Well, apparently,
What did it?
well, I've heard of before TikTok merged with Musically and just became Musically. I heard TikTok used to be an Asian lively gap.
I see.
Interesting origins, to say the least, as to what it is
Like the first,
today.
I don't know. I don't know how much. I don't know how much weight that holds, but or how true that is. But
Well,
when I first got
considering how
introduced to
big that kid is that Juan's talking, fucking lot of it.
when I first got introduced to Musically, it was through Vine.
I mean,
Fine.
so, well, I mean, that's a segue onto it, but Vine brought a lot of interesting individuals onto YouTube. We have Logan Paul, Jake Paul.
Oh God,
Oh, yeah.
those
Hell
fucking
yeah.
Neanderthals.
All
You
the-
know, like,
All the funny Instagram women comedians.
oh, yes, because
There's nothing funny about them.
there's nothing at all.
There is nothing funny about
know.
them. Even the well-known male comedians. King Batch he's entertaining. Daystorm is slightly entertaining. I think the biggest one from Vine that I like the most is God, what was his name?
I like the more obscure ones like Kenny Cox, Caleb
I
City.
like Tyrone. I'm Tyrone, and I'm gonna fuck this guy's wife, long dick style. See, he's
Well-
funny because
well,
it's
yeah,
so
but-
goddamn stupid that it's funny.
Well, yeah, but like most of Tyrone's like shit is to my understanding fake because
They're
I
all
don't know.
fake. They're all fucking skits, dude.
What about
yeah,
that other
but
dude
you think-
that fake fighting video with him and another big dude?
yeah,
What was his name?
It was like
I
Tyrone,
think
I'm
I
gonna
know.
fuck your wife, and then the other dude was like,
Yeah, Tyrone. Yeah, he made a YouTube channel too. He's a big buff dude who goes around essentially bullying people in his skits.
oh yeah, I remember.
I mean,
what was his name? Brody, I want to say.
Yeah, Big Brody, I think. I'm bro.
Well,
Big.
the thing about that is that I don't even get why it's funny. No offense to you, Daniel. It seems to be very like low
I can't even
class
call
humor.
it. I can't even call it slapstick comedy. It's literally funny because he says stupid shit. He hits the cigarette out of their hands, and then the guy gets a reaction, and it's just entertaining.
Well,
It's kind of like stimulating your brain for a short period of time, kind of like a phone game, just to keep you busy.
I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to me. But anyways, back to the topic on TikTok. One of the most interesting things to recently come out is pedophile, right? Like there was some sort of pedophile on there. What was his name? Let's see here. I think
like his channel name.
I think it was like
Dude looks like he's
B Day.
40, like he looks like he's 45, but he's actually 20, 25 or something.
I forgot his name. B Day, Bud Day. The point is, I will probably gonna have to look that
The
up later.
bidet.
The
Bidet?
Bidet.
Bud Day. So,
Yeah,
to my understanding,
the bidet.
like to my understanding how it's going down right now, and do keep in mind this it's 4 in the fucking morning. I don't think any of us wants to really look too much into this, which is going off by like random news articles that we find, some maybe just some obscure article that we found on some obscure website, but to my understanding he essentially said and admitted that he's a pedophile. I could be wrong about that. I don't know. And he basically said nobody can stop him.
Like the
Nobody can
haters-
stop him.
The haters, they can't stop me. They just make me stronger. Like, you know, that weird
Yeah,
egotistical
so-
bullshit.
Something like that. Yes, I do not know. But the thing about it is, this is just. I mean, this is just not even that. I mean, this YouTube also has a pedophile problem. What was it like? What did people call it again? Kid Gate or YouTube Gate, something like that. I
What are you
forgot
talking- what are you
specifically.
talking about?
So you know, like when YouTube was essentially promoting like quote unquote kids channel, and it
Oh,
was just
Elsagate.
Elsagate. There you go. Yeah, and it was just really disturbing content. I mean, like it seems that it is has always been a problem, and it just adds more with TikTok. The problem with TikTok though is like there's a lot of young teens. I want to say over compared to Elsagate, where there was just a bunch of maybe just kids trying to enjoy the day off, and the parents maybe just didn't realize that that kind of stuff is appearing on YouTube. I mean, not to say anything like personal about my life or try to release information out there, but my baby brother, he used to actually watch that kind of stuff, and
Really?
I had to specifically tell my mom why I do not feel comfortable watching it. Now, I understand that just because a kid watches it on online doesn't mean they'll act it out in real life. The problem though is it's still very concerning that YouTube is allowing that kind of stuff. I personally think YouTube is run extremely terribly, but then again, I would not know. I'm just some.
You and every other goddamn YouTuber.
Yeah, I mean, it's because look, to my understanding, YouTube has, well, Google in general has like a diversity quota they got to fill out, and they want to try introducing women, try to balancing things out. I don't know why. I think that if you have a job opening, you should give that job opening to whoever's best qualified, and the name of the sake of diversity doesn't really matter, in my opinion.
Well, with this whole pedophile thing, the bidet, I hate that name, by the way. Can I just say that this guy, he genuinely, like, when someone says pedophile, this dude looks like one, honestly, if I'm gonna be real. Is you sure he's 25? I
That's what
highly
it
doubt
says.
that.
He's not,
I
like,
highly doubt that. This
People
dude
say
does
that
not look
he's-
25.
people say
He looks 40.
Well, apparently this is like I was watching this video like about like pedophiles on YouTube and stuff. And at least,
Um,
and at least for like I guess like the most like I guess like what is it? Put on the list.
right.
Well,
Um,
the reason why it's such a big problem online is because usually it's anonymous, and on top of that, you got different groups essentially accepting pedophiles.
Well, I mean, there's even. I mean, like
think isn't a good thing
nowadays, like
at all.
I do even believe like there's some people that made a pedophile symbol. Once again, do not know if that's true or not.
Yes, it
Um,
is, and that's why it
Is that-
enrages me to my core.
Is that actually real? I thought that was
Yes, it
I
is.
thought that was a joke.
The LGBTQ community has officially.
I don't think it's
accepted
okay. Wait,
that
let me
they
stop you
believe.
right there. I don't think it's the LGBT community. I think certain parts of the LGBT community, more extremist types, probably do endorse that. But I think the majority of the community, or just gay people in general, just want to be left alone to their own demises. They just probably want equal rights, which they're getting. That's good. Um, I personally think that nowadays it's just that it's easy for people, especially with the internet. It's easy for people with the same mindset to come together. I mean, how if you look at just go on the internet right now, you can actually find a website specifically made for quote unquote beautiful people, and it's just nothing but people that consider themselves beautiful. And supposedly, if you want to make a profile, like you have to go through some vetting system to see if you reach the standards of their beauty. I don't know how it works specifically, but it's not that hard to believe that pedophiles are able to find themselves in like a safe space where they're able to find like-minded individuals. Because to me the internet's a very double-edged sword. It brings people closer together, but you also have to ask yourself what kind of people. And one of those types of people is definitely pedophiles.
Well, I just checked right now, and you were right. And if there's one thing I hate doing is spreading misinformation and ignorance, which I just did fucking 20 seconds ago. Someone please punch me in the face. But they haven't officially been accepted, but they want to be. And and I will say, some people from the LGBT community want to, but the majority of normal people, if I could even say that, I'm not sure if that's offensive or not. I don't give a fuck. But they
Pedosexual.
essentially screaming, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" Because you're not looking for acceptance here. For example, I forget who said this in a podcast, but essentially, there's something wrong with the pedophiles. Obviously, mentally, very much so. That's just awful, right? So,
Right.
one of the YouTubers said, I don't remember who it was for the life of me. I hope I can find it later on, but he made an analogy, essentially, a comparison. He said that if you had a schizophrenic, you don't want to tell them to accept what they are. You don't look at them and say, yes, the radio is talking to you. You should listen to it, right? You shouldn't say stuff like that. It's the same thing with the pedophile. You shouldn't look at a pedophile and say, there's nothing wrong with you. You're fine the way that you are. You can't say stuff like that, right?
Well, there are YouTubers who are open pedophiles.
Yes, I'm aware of that. And they don't act on their feelings or urges, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I do like the fact that some pedophiles know that they have a problem and they're trying to actively seek help. I think that's very much like a thing that every pedophile should do before acting on their urges.
You shouldn't
And-
act on your urges.
That's why, I'm glad there's some pedophiles out there that haven't acted on their urges, and instead they're. I think there's even there's a difference. I think child molesters and pedophiles are two different things, but I'm not sure. But anyways, I'm kind of glad that there's even a group. There is groups out there that actively encourage people who want to touch kids and want to act on those urges. I'm glad there are groups out there that say no to that, and I'm glad that they can find those groups. Like I said, the internet's a very big double-edged sword. Now, besides that, I think besides TikTok, because that was just a small little conversation piece, how about we talk about a really big controversy right now in the video games, because we all in the video game community, because we all love video games in this party.
Is it?
I say
Is it Fallout 76? Are we about to
Fallout
hear one?
76. Well,
I'd,
Alright.
I'd sooner die than
Okay.
purchase
it's
it.
two.
Okay, can
It's
I,
two topics.
I have.
Wait, it's
Well, I have played
What?
it, so I have input from the beta, and it wasn't really a beta; it was just a shitty demo.
like, what's your opinion on it?
It sucks.
I mean,
Like, it's,
Wow, you sure got me.
no, I mean, like I always wanted like a co-op Fallout game, and it's not.
Yeah,
fucking it.
keyword cooperative, not massive online multiplayer.
Supposedly, Bethesda was making this as the same time as Fallout 4.
Yeah,
I mean-
makes sense. So, no, they fucking copied and pasted Fallout 4 and made it online. Bethesda can eat
Actually,
my
this,
ass.
this looks much worse than Fallout 4. This looks exceedingly worse.
Well, that's because their fucking world has no essential personality to it. There's nothing. It's literally barren wasteland. You go shooting shit and collecting quests from I don't even know where.
I haven't even
Okay,
done
so-
a quest because I'm trying to like
so,
make a camp.
I played like 10 hours real quick. Okay, so essentially this is how the quest system works. Now, I don't understand when people say there's a story there. There's no fucking story. What you essentially have is a computer screen. You go on the computer screen. It gives you a fetch quest. You go to this specific location. You kill this creature for reasons. You come back, get your reward, and get your XP. I think what disappoints me the most is the PvP aspect. Have you tried the PvP aspect, Mark?
Yes, actually. So let me point this out. I actually did it maybe like 5 hours ago.
You
Me
can't
and-
even call it PvP,
me and
man.
Nick, so me and Nick met this loser, this absolute loser who played even more than us. He was a level 56,
My God.
and
My
he had
God.
and he had full Exo 1 armor with the shiny special Enclave paint on it, and he had a super sledge. And you know, if anyone's played Fallout 4, know what that is.
Yes.
And
I mean,
but it wasn't just a super sledge. It was like, and I think he had like the patriotic armor that if you pay the $80 digital version. But the super sledge had a skin, so we also paid in the Atomic Workshop. That's the shitty microtransaction shop where it just gives you like terrible skins. And so
Right.
we paid like whatever how much points for like the shitty like this. It's like a cricket mallet skin for the super sledge, and he was chasing me and Nick, and so he killed us, or no, he killed Nick, and then we fast traveled to my camp. He fast traveled to us like from another area, and we just played.
Brilliant.
And so he ran into our camp, and so what we did was he was trying to hit us, like trying to get us to fight. And so what I
Right.
did was me and Nick, he could also access the building thing in the camp because he was part of my team. We just started like placing down turrets. And,
Did any-
and we just surrounded him with turrets, and we
See,
killed
that's
him.
that problem. That's that shit right there,
We
man.
killed
That's
him.
awful.
We killed him, and then we logged off immediately because we had to get on Ark. So we took
I
his
mean-
we took his junk and we just logged off. Like
That's,
Well,
that's
well,
so
I think-
bad.
I think
That type
that's
of PvP
But when
system
he-
is
but when he-
goddamn
but
awful.
No. But when he killed Nick, he sent Nick a message saying, "Get off this game, scrub."
Oh wow. I think it's because look, if you look at the multiplayer, because I did try some, the multiplayer is essentially this: you essentially have to fight someone to a duel, and it's up to them whether they accept it or not, or they go in passive mode. The interesting part about it is that that kind of defeats the whole purpose of the PvP element. There's no real reason to find anybody because at best you get some caps and junk,
I
which
think the PvP is an afterthought. I really think the
It's
PvP was an
fucking
afterthought.
garbage. The PvP is absolutely
I
garbage.
think they still.
How are you gonna play a video game like supposed to
Oh.
be similar to Rust? You know what made Rust unique? The PvP aspect. That's what
never
made it
played
unique. And it fucking bothers the shit
Well-
out of me that when they announced how the PvP was gonna be, when Todd Howard
Well,
said,
here.
"Oh, you have to accept the fight, or they can still kill you, but you have to hit back." It's bullshit.
Well-
It's made for people who can't defend themselves, who don't want to defend themselves, and are scared of losing their fucking pipe pistol. It's pathetic.
Actually, you don't
Well-
lose anything. What you lose.
That's the
Let
problem.
me say this. So
You
what-
should lose your whole
actually-
fucking
actually-
inventory if you die.
Actually, what you lose is even more. Actually, what you actually lose is even worse.
Your scrap and some caps.
And you also you lose caps a lot. You lose an absurd.
And
amount.
all you use caps for is fucking buy random shit and
No, we don't buy shit.
Important.
The fast travel coordinate, which is I think that's bullshit because you can't fast travel when there's enemies around. You can't fast travel when you're encumbered. So I don't know why I don't know why. What's the point of charging me for caps if I can't use it as an escape route?
It's false sense of progression.
It doesn't. I don't really understand it. And the thing about the leveling up. So I've played like. I've actually before this I was playing a lot in New Vegas. Before I played 76, and just the whole leveling up and the perk system, it sucks. It's terrible. It's the worst thing ever.
Yes, it is.
It's like actually fucking lazy.
Well,
It's
here's the
worst thing I've
thing.
ever played.
Here's the thing that I find this interesting. If you look at Fallout 4, which I think is when the perk system really went to shit, you look at, for example, you have to do more damage with specific guns. Like you have to get a perk for that, and that's kind of dumb because that essentially means that if you do not waste a perk and you can't waste on something fun, for example, like there is a perk in Fallout 4 where if you kill somebody, there's a chance that they they combust into caps or something like that. Or,
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
it's the final rank of Fortune Finder.
yeah, that's fun. That's like fun. But then you have like something like a perk that if you don't get this perk, you're not going to be able to do as much damage with this pistol or assault rifle or sniper or shotgun.
I can confirm this. I did the last time I played Fallout 4. I did an entire melee build, and holy
Yeah.
shit, I took out a minigun to kill these super mutants on the roof, and it took me 30 minutes to kill them.
Yeah,
Without
so that
exaggeration.
well, that's kind of the problem though. Like that, if you look at Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas, the boring stuff were in the skill points. So the essentially the perks could have actually been used for you to actually change the game up and change the gameplay. But with Fallout 4, they kind of dumbed down that system and they dumbed down the RPG mechanics.
Dumbed down is such a soft word.
Yeah, but I mean, what? Like they stupefied it, I guess. And with
So-
Fallout.
For 76, I just want to say that they brought every perk from all other Fallout games into 76. They've
Really?
they've
Too bad the
added new
game
ones.
sucks ass.
Well, here's the thing. I was really surprised that I never realized I wasn't in Fallout 4. There's not really like I guess any like there's not really a perk if you have like an automatic pistol. I don't think Commando works with an automatic pistol. Commando only works with automatic rifles. So in Fallout 76, they added this perk called Gorilla. That if you have any
Right.
automatic pistols or SMGs, you'll do more damage with that. They brought back Shotgun Surgeon, but just renamed it Shotgun. Or they gave it two different perks. One, it does more damage, and one, shotguns way less and reload faster.
Okay, so
You can
that
also share
doesn't.
perk cards. I also want to say, like, if you get in a team, you can share, like, one perk card.
Bethesda should have let Obsidian take care of the rest of the Fallouts. They
Well,
could have
it's 'cause,
done
in
30
my
times better
opinion-
job than fucking Bethesda ever could.
In my opinion,
Them
like
and their
it's still-
fucking ancient ass engine.
I like New
I mean-
Vegas, but New Vegas is still a glitchy-ass mess.
yeah, but like if you think about it, they only had like such limited time to work on it. You have to like give Obsidian credit for what they did. Now, this is another aspect of the PvP in Fallout 76 that I really, really just turned it off for me. I wanted 76 to be able to create a stealth character. The problem with the stealth
I told
character,
him on this.
there's no point. There's no fucking point. You can just because anybody can see you on the map. If you crouch down, I think they can still see you on the map, right, Mark?
Actually, no, if you crouch, they can't see you. I also want to point out, actually, there's a way that no one can see on the map. You go to social, and you just block everyone for the whole session. It doesn't kick them out of the server. It doesn't take you out
See,
of the
that
server.
goes back to that's going back to
just-
fucking Fallout fans being fucking pussies essentially. Like really, you're that scared of PvP
I don't think-
that
I
you
don't-
won't engage in it whatsoever for
I
fear
don't
of
think-
dying.
Well, so-
I
It's
think
fucking
that's
pathetic.
well, 'cause
I think that's a bit.
But here's the thing:
Wait,
there
wait.
really is no purpose for PvP. So
Yeah.
Yes, there is. The purpose is the satisfaction of murdering someone.
it's not
That's
satisfying.
why people
though.
like PvP.
It's not satisfying.
Not satisfied
It's
because you
not.
don't lose anything. There's no stakes.
It's
But
also not
my
satisfying
point.
because the shooting sucks.
Oh yes. Let's get into the shooting real quick later, but I kind of want to still go in my little stealth like tangent
Mhm.
because essentially I wanted to create a stealth character. Like I think when they first announced Fallout 76, we were all excited. I think Nick was we all got like a little pot together. I want to say we made some like kind of asada. I don't know if you guys had any of that. We made some beans, some rice.
I mean-
We had like. Yeah, and we got all together in my living room. We sat down in the big screen TV, and we were just watching the the E3 thing, and we got excited for some games. Some games that
I saw the Xbox stream, but I did not see the Bethesda stream. I actually slept through it, and then I just skipped most of it. I'm so glad I missed it, so I can skip most of it on YouTube.
well, it's because like so essentially the Bethesda we were all really excited for Fallout 76 because we thought it was, Bethesda when they first announced it weren't very like specific on what they were going to do with it. So we thought, oh, it's going to be like Rust. There's going to be like Rust, but with a Fallout skin. Like we're going to be able to lose all our gear. Like we're going to be able to create bases. And then as time went on, I think I was the first one to be spectacle about Fallout 76. Once the hype dumbed down, like I was the one that says, "Oh, how is this system going to work? Or how is this going to work? How is this going to work right here?" Like for example, let's say griefing. Like, how is the griefing system going to work? How is the PvP aspect going to work? And essentially, I was completely right about everything. I made the argument. I think no, I did not. I actually never talked about this, but I personally think that if you're a new player or a low-level player, you should be in specific low-level player servers where there's not that much high-level players, and as you move on, it matches you with higher-level players. In my opinion, I think that would be a very good way to fix the PvP aspect.
You can't do PvP. Well, here's the thing: once you turn level 5, that's when you go punch someone, and then they can wreck your shit if they're a higher level than you.
Yeah.
And this guy was level 50. So me and Nick, I think I'm level 26, and Nick was level 30. This guy was level 57. But through the combinations of pulse grenades and shotgun shells, we were able to kill him.
That doesn't seem like
Because he came out with a hammer. I just want to point out he didn't take any weapons out. He was trying to kill us with a hammer in full XO1 armor.
I just think that personally, Fallout should have never been a survival game like this.
I guess like the only thing that I felt unique about it is that me and Nick were just walking down the road, and then we see a super mutant trader for some reason. I was like, oh, this is refreshing, considering there's not really any friendly people around except for the shitty Protectrons.
Right.
And then me and Nick met this Protectron who was talking shit about his owner. He said, "Now he's dead now. I'm happy." I was like, oh, this is fucked up. And that's it. That's the only uniqueness that I found in 76.
I see. So there is no uniqueness essentially.
So like when I play Fallout 3, I feel like, wow, this is fucking empty, but it's really not. 76, it's empty, but in a really bad way.
Well, it's because Fallout 3 is supposed to be empty, and it's supposed to be like this intervals of.
But it's not though. You know, you go to Megaton, you go to Rivet City, you go to the Pit. You go to,
yeah.
It's not
but
empty.
but like if you look at Fallout 76 though, if you have to give Bethesda credit where like credit's due, Bethesda definitely can make an interesting landscape story, like buried churches, like interesting stuff like I forgot the Dunwich.
Dunwich Boars. That's the crazy construction company that worships Cthulhu or some Elder Scrolls god or something. No, I guess I should have said this earlier. Like when you really look down at the details in shading and lighting, it looks like shit. But you just sort of look at certain types of landscape and certain types of day. The game looks gorgeous in a way.
See, when you have to nitpick through random shit like that just so you can bring some good light onto your video game, something's wrong.
I agree.
Thing that I've noticed, I never experienced glitches in games. The most broken thing I just noticed, I found out, or I saw, when I go into my power armor, you get to wear power armor at level 25. It doesn't make a sound, or I just float in T-posing, and then I'm in my armor.
I see.
So
it is a bit of a glitchy mess. Now,
it's very broken.
I'll be honest. It started with Dark Souls 2, but Fallout 76 sealed it for me. I'm never pre-ordering a game ever again.
I mean, that's fair enough. I'm planning to. I mean, we all recently moved on to PC, so that's good for us.
Last game I ordered was Red Dead 2, and I'm still not disappointed.
Oh, hey, Fallout 76 isn't on Steam.
That's
gotcha.
right.
Oh, actually, yeah, that reminds me.
Because we can't get a fucking refund.
Yeah, no, that actually reminds me. That reminds me.
No, I
this is
canceled
actually-
my pre-order. I bought that's why I'm mad because I lost out on like $10 because like, oh yeah, you can cancel your pre-order, but we're still gonna take some money.
That's
Yeah.
Fucking
fucked up.
assholes.
That's extremely
Okay.
fucked up.
So that actually reminds me. So this is actually very interesting. So I'm not sure you guys heard about this. It's actually true, and it was on a Reddit post. Essentially, Fallout 76 is so insecure that people can easily hack it. People can easily manipulate the
yeah.
map.
Your IPs
Yeah.
are not secure.
Yeah, and your IP supposedly not secured. So that's kind of interesting. That's something anyone should be concerned about.
That's the reason why
Now-
I'm not playing it.
Yeah. So now there's that. And I think the final thing we should bring up about Fallout 76 before moving on to the next big gaming topic, this one particularly bothers me. The lore and how they're retconning it. My God, I have never been so disappointed because supposedly they're retconning the Brotherhood of Steel. I'm not sure if they're
I
retconning
gotta be
the.
honest with you, Juan. I was just fucking with you on that. I don't know why the Brotherhood of Steel. I just wanted to
Well,
see
no.
what you would have said if they were the Y2K
Well,
people.
no, like they're still wrecking. They're still like
no,
retconning
I
it.
know. Well, when I told you I was fucking with you. When
Yeah, I mean,
told you-
I would imagine. I was imagining so. Yeah, but anyways, besides that, like I don't know, just the whole lore retcon. I very much dislike it. I don't see why they couldn't just make it normal. I just don't see why they couldn't make an expansion somehow, or maybe add like some kind of mod, or maybe some kind of update to Fallout 4 where you can do co-op.
Well, here's the thing. Well, about lore, it's funny that you mentioned that. I'm a little curious about like the whole Vault 76 thing,
Right.
because I don't know if we. I mean, how much of Fallout
So-
4 did you play? One.
So I played almost the entirety of Fallout 4.
So
I haven't
you
played the
remember-
DLCs.
So you remember Vault 75, right?
Remind me which vault is that
I
again?
think
Like
it's the one-
It's Vault 75, dude. He said it.
no, like
No,
what
so-
like the
so-
experiment.
I'm just messing with you, dude.
So the thing,
Oh.
so the thing was, like, the experiment is, the next generation, like the people who are chosen for the vault will be kids. And then
Right.
when the vault will open, and I don't remember. I just remember that they all died.
I think it's because
They all died.
So you said Vault 75, right?
Vault 75.
Isn't it that one with like the training grounds and shooting grounds?
Yeah, and so.
So to my
'cause
to my
outside
understanding-
Vault 76, outside Vault 76, I don't know if you paid attention or if you noticed. I did, at least recently. There's a small school bus.
there's a what now?
There's a small school bus outside Vault 76, which means that our player characters were children, or at least 17, or some certain age, that we went in the vault. Because it doesn't make any fucking sense where our parents are, or where any other family members are if we were in the vault for 25 years.
I mean, it's because to be fair though, like maybe that's just
Were we 20 and now we're 40? Yeah, that's a
Well-
real great generation.
well,
to send out
you
to the-
gotta remember that that's probably just Bethesda overlooking lore at this point. Now,
Bethesda,
I mean-
new EA.
maybe
No.
we don't know yet.
No, definitely not. Not
Oh,
even-
really?
no.
You won't be saying that when you're fucking paying for mods.
I'm I mean, I'm still gonna buy Doom Eternal. So
I mean,
you
technically,
can't
you
stop me.
technically you are paying for mods because
Yes.
essentially, like you.
You can't stop
you-
me
to-
from buying a new Doom game.
I'm
Well,
just
dude-
waiting for FromSoft to pump out another masterpiece. That's all.
Well,
That's
you're
all I
not
want.
excited for Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice?
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm waiting for them to pump out another masterpiece,
But
dude.
were you scared when you saw the Activision logo?
Yes. Oh my
Well,
god. Yes.
they were just. I think they're just publishing though.
Activision, EA, same shit, honestly, except Activision isn't nearly as bad as microtransactions, although they are still cunts.
I think they're publishing, but like they're not getting too much into the like creative side of it. No,
No, they're not-
Creativity
they're not
and
fucking
AAA game developers don't go together, Juan. You know this.
I know.
Unless you're
No.
fucking FromSoft.
No, that's Fallout 76.
I'm just a fanboy. Don't pay
What about-
attention to me.
Let's talk about indie games. You guys play any indie games recently? Or
So,
third
that's-
party games?
What?
Funny,
what
funny you
like
should-
games
funny
of
you should-
desire? Porn? Was that what you're getting at?
I said
no.
early
So-
access.
So funny enough.
Oh, you mean Ark?
I mean,
Oh,
good
man, that
ones, like things that have
Jesus
So
shit.
potential.
So those actually I haven't played much of it. I played maybe 6 hours of it. But there's this really good strategy game I like called Northgard. It's interesting and I think it's very cheap. It's a strategy game and it's very colorful. It reminds you a lot of a Sid Meier game when it comes just to the The color pattern of it.
Yeah.
That one, I had fun with that one. Not Stellaris. That's actually a pretty that's actually a AAA game. Let's see here. There is a game that I really like. What
Stellaris?
was it called? Yeah, that one's like a big game. Darkwood. Darkwood. I have 12 hours on it, but I've been trying to play it again recently. It's an indie game, and it's a really good horror survival indie game. That one's really fun.
Fuck that. What about They Are Billions? That game's sick. I have 130 hours in that game. I fucking love They Are Billions.
The only other early access game I ever played, or at least ever bought, other than Ark, was this little space game that I didn't think would still be going on today. It's called Astroneer.
I think I heard about it.
It's just a little cute space exploration game on the was it, I guess, Unity engine, but it's like everything looks like everything's like unrendered, I have you have to look up, like, I guess let me pull up
I think-
pictures.
I think I know what you're talking about. Like, there isn't that much action. It's mostly just like space exploration, a bit of survivor aspects to it.
They're now adding more hostile environments, but it's
That's
coming in
pretty-
February.
That's pretty cool. I'm happy that they're still updating that one. That one looks interesting. I may pick it up if they ever do a full release. Now, another thing that I think Daniel's definitely going to like, because this is a topic near and dear to his heart, and this also involves video games, feminism and Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, Daniel, you love this, and you're the most well-spoken of us all. What do you think of the fact that people are getting mad that you can punch a female in Red Dead Redemption 2 that happens to be a feminist?
I think it's fucking stupid. I think it's absolutely ridiculous for you to be mad at that. When you can go through the entire game, at least 2 hours, murdering men,
I haven't gotten that
animals,
far
and
yet.
shit, and not at all be upset, but then all of a sudden, someone as a joke takes a not a real person at all, a fucking NPC, and just does something funny with them. Like, that's funny. He lassoed her, took her out to the swamp, and fed her to a crocodile. That's funny. It's comedical for the moment.
Well, you can do
For a
that shit
certain
they did one.
audience. If you are someone who sees something like that and fucking grasps their left bosom and goes, "Oh, that's just terrible," you're a shitty human being and deserve to be purged from existence, like the bloody heretic that you are.
Now, to anyone who's not in the loop for some reason, essentially a YouTuber.
I haven't seen this video. I haven't
Okay,
seen this
so
video.
you haven't,
I
Mark.
know
Let
what
me
it
switch
is.
you.
Actually, I saw a clip on Instagram. It was just funny because I'm
Yeah.
subscribed to this YouTube channel.
Yeah.
But-
So the entirety is just that people got mad that you can punch a quote unquote feminist in a game that's gonna like promote violence in real life, which is just dumb. That hasn't been proven. Now,
Man,
The
they
thing-
should see Saints Row 2 then. If they're getting mad now, oh boy.
Oh my-
They should see Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas, or Vice City. Oh boy, if they're mad now, I can't fucking wait until they see old games.
so it's because the worst part is that we're not gonna get too much into feminism, at least unless maybe later down tonight or maybe another time that we come on the podcast.
Maybe
But-
another time. That seems
Yeah.
like a big topic.
Yeah, it seems that one's like a whole topic on its own. But so, to my understanding, at the very least, feminists are trying to block or ban Red Dead Redemption 2 from Australia. Once again, like 4 a.m, not too
Well, you're probably not wrong because I think Saints Row 4 is banned in 4 countries.
Of course it is.
So,
Of course
so-
it is.
I mean, they're doing God's work. You know, it's always good when your shit's banned. That means you're doing something right. But
That means you're doing something right. Yeah.
Or I don't think it's banned. I think because Rockstar has other companies in other countries, so I think they're just heavily censoring, I guess, certain parts.
I mean, yeah, pretty much. Okay,
Actually, I think
now,
they'll just ban the game. I think they'll just ban the game.
Mark, how much minutes do we have on the podcast before you have to edit everything together?
Well, this is all in one shot, so 39. We're at 39 minutes.
All right, say let's
Wow,
go.
39 minutes of random, ignorant, and fucking sleep deprived fuel
Random
bullshit.
conversations. Oh,
All
I
right.
said it. I said
So-
it, boys. I'm gonna kill myself now.
This
I
is
said the title.
Take me with you. Let's hit group suicide via fucking neck rope. Let's go.
hell no, man. All right, now, and so I want to. This is like the kind of the last thing I want to bring up when it comes to gaming topics. Then we can move to another topic. How about? Are you guys heard about the ninja situation?
What do you mean?
So I know you guys
how
don't
he's
play
banning
Fortnite.
people?
Yeah. So okay, I want to just say this outright. Ninja, he's probably not doing what people are claiming he's doing because like the whole ban for high ping thing, that's not true. The guy never got banned for high ping. It's for a whole different separate situation. But it is true that he Ninja did report him for high ping. I do believe, and I think that Ninja has also like falsely reported different people because they were quote unquote stream sniping. And I think the worst part about it is just how Ninja acts, because Ninja acts like a child, and you know what? Like, I don't understand why he just comes off as very fake at the beginning. Like when he first started like twitching, I was like, ah, this guy's. I mean, I don't particularly like his kind of entertainment, but I always thought, you know what? It's fine. It's not horrible.
Isn't it just a character? Like I thought.
Yeah, that's the thing though. Like, some people are saying, is it a character though? Is it? I mean, it does. It doesn't matter if he quote unquote plays a character. He's still he kind of shows a lot of like ugly truth to himself. It's like
Actually,
I do.
It's funny you
Go
say
on.
that if it's a character or not. I mean, maybe he'll try to play it off now because, oh man, doesn't everyone love sharing his old H1Z1 King of the Hill videos?
Yes.
The fuck did you say to me, you little shit?
Yeah. No, it's because he acts like such a fucking man child sometimes. It's amazing. For example, like what's the
Name of
best?
game.
What's the best example? When we say, I want to say like
I've
the
never
whole.
seen a ninja stream, so I have no idea.
Okay, so this is a good example. He, to my understanding, he actually commented that consoles should have aim assist off. Now, this
Consoles
is
have aim assist on?
yeah. So because you
I
need aim
always
assist.
turn it off.
Damn,
Yeah,
I'm
'cause
really
you
bad.
need,
It bothers the shit out of me.
I'm
aim
really bad
assist,
then if I don't notice.
it's almost like guaranteed that you need like auto assist on or like consoles, because a joystick when it comes to aim is limited compared to a mouse. And so he argues that they should take away aim assist because Xbox players have a strict advantage over PC. But a lot of people make the cases like, if that's the case, why don't you just switch to a controller if you like it so much? And the reality is that mouse and keyboard is just faster, there's better aim. So him saying that console players have like an advantage, that's kind of bullshit. It's the other way around. It's PC players that have the advantages. They can map keys, they can insta build, they can do a bunch of stuff that consoles can't do. So that's just one example. He wants to just say he basically just said aim assist stuff. Now this one is my favorite though. He essentially says he wants a skin specifically made for him. And I think he was complaining about it. I don't know what the current situation is with that, but he did complain about that. That one was particularly interesting because how can someone be so entitled
That's
to the point where
real?
they want those? Yes.
To be fair to Ninja, it's just some guy getting mad and raging in the moment. Don't act like you don't do
Wait,
it.
him asking for his skin was real? I thought that was just a joke. 'Cause
I know,
I saw people talking about it on Twitter. I just thought that was a joke.
No, it turns out that he really does want a fucking skin
Wow, ego
for himself.
boost?
Yep, that's what I said. Like I said, big man child. Now, moving on from that, I say that's a good conversation about video games. I wanted to bring up one more topic. Now, damn it. You want to? Let's not talk about that.
Okay, well, then let me. So it's funny how you said about mapping keys. I guess I forgot to say this. I don't play this on PC, but I've heard about it. So for Fallout 76, when accessing the settlement building menu,
Go.
there's no way you can map keys to use the menu.
So what you're telling me is that not only do I have to go to a painfully
You have to
complicated.
Yeah, you have to just press all these useless fucking keys.
Oh
to place
god.
down,
That's
to
because the
rotate.
game is marketed towards console users. If you use it on a controller, it's much easier and quite frankly more efficient that way.
It's not most of the time, but yeah.
Well, I
Alright.
said it's more efficient than the PC.
Now, I say we should close this off with a little political discussion, because nothing goes better than discussing open
Oh,
political
God.
ideas.
Here we go.
I just want to say that I barely passed government and I failed economics in high school. So
Fair enough. Fair enough. So instead, we're gonna go with something I think that most of us are very neutral with,
what?
and that is the two-party system fucking sucks.
Never really understood it. Still don't.
So let me explain to you real quick how this works out, and maybe because it's just going to be a quick little discussion before we. I guess like that's it for the podcast for
Yeah.
today. Um, Essentially, the two-party system. What's recently happened? I'm sure you guys know the Democrats took over the House, I do believe, and the if you talk to a lot of Republicans and people who just are very conservative, they thought that a red wave was coming, and they don't realize that this happens almost every single presidency.
What color
It
is
hap-
the political parties again? Just
Blue and red. Blue and
oh,
red.
okay, but what is blue and red?
Red is Republican or conservative. Blue is liberal
Or Democrat?
or a
okay,
Democrat.
continue.
Yes. So essentially, the idea of a blue wave or a red wave is that when there's a president in power that's either Democrat or Republican, the House is going to be fully taken over by Democrats or Republicans. So when it was Obama, a lot of Democrats were saying, "Oh, there's going to be a blue wave, and there's only going to be a bunch of just Democrats taking over the House, the Supreme Court." That doesn't happen. It turns out that it was taken over by the conservatives. Same thing with conservatives right now. The conservatives are like, oh, there's going to be a red wave, and we're going to take over the House. We're going to take over the Supreme Court. They did take over the Supreme Court, but didn't take over the House. And it was actually the Democrats took it back, and it's just interesting because it's been happening over for like the past just years as an American, in America. The two-party system sucks, and so I actually wanted to talk to Daniel about it because he
Hey, we could always do what you want to do. Let's do with democratic socialism.
I'm not saying that socialism is a good answer
Bernie
to
is
that.
economically
So let's-
illiterate.
So let's talk about socialism because I'm not
Things cost money.
because
So
I'm not too
let me-
keen on it.
so socialism on a whole is actually a really dumb idea.
Hmm.
What Bernie is suggesting is more of adding a lot of social policies to capitalism. For example, for the most part, rich people get off very scot-free when it comes to taxes. Now you can argue that it's because they're if we tax them, because Daniel thinks this, which I think it's completely dumb. He's saying that if we actually tax the rich, they're gonna go somewhere else. And the problem with that is that they already moved.
Okay, when you state it like that, it makes me sound like an absolute.
Well, it's because it kind of is. You kind of
No.
did say.
What my original statement was, Juan, you bastard, is that if you start increasing taxes to the point where it becomes, it's when you see big numbers, people get turned off. So if I was the rich guy and the country I was living in decided, we're just going to increase taxes, well, then I just go somewhere else.
The problem is that
They
you
have
don't
the money to do that. They can move wherever
No,
the fuck
but
they want to
That's
move.
the problem, though. Okay, look, that's the problem you're not getting here. America is one of the most consumer-happy, just countries in the world. There is almost no country that consumes waste, like media, food. We are the top of the top. Now, the point what I'm saying is though, they don't even get taxed with the regular tax. Like maybe they can just actually pay the taxes.
That's because most of them probably already have their money in different accounts, so they don't have to pay taxes.
Yes,
so even if you did
offshore
increase
accounts.
taxes, it probably wouldn't do fucking anything.
Offshore accounts, yes, and maybe like they should actually the government should actually do something about that. Like a government should. Or what? Do you disagree that a government should enforce their own fucking laws?
No, I think that they should, but they're not going to.
That's kind of my problem.
Because this country is run by corporations first to begin with, Juan.
Well, yeah, but I kind of do not like that at all. Because look, if you look at
what are you gonna do? Lead an uprising?
I mean,
Go
no,
for it.
because
See how that goes when you have a
well,
fucking
no, because
crash in your
like
fucking
I'm gonna
house.
play devil's advocate here real quick. Like, there's almost no better country right now than to live in the United States. So you look at Canada, for example, they don't even have the castle doctrine. You can't even defend yourself technically by the law with a gun. You can't defend yourself. You can end up going to jail. There's a good chance the charges are going to get dropped, to my understanding. But there's no castle doctrine compared to the United States. Freedom of speech is it's starting to happen here, where President Trump's starting to ban like news reporters from the just asking questions. Wanting
Okay, is he actually banning, or is he simply choosing not to answer the question?
No, he's completely banning one of the news reporters from CNN. And I understand it's CNN, very liberal news source, not exactly the most not exactly the most neutral
Yeah,
source.
that's just, hey, I'm CNN. I have an idea for ratings. Let's just keep pumping out random bullshit saying Orange Man bad and not give you well-known reasons why.
Good
Well,
old
that's-
CNN kids.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, I agree that CNN is not the best news source in the world, but that doesn't mean they should be banned from the White House. I do believe, just because they're asking questions.
Well, to be fair to Donald Trump, the guy lives there. Like,
Well, that's
The
a
guy lives
misconception.
there.
That's a misconception. He actually wants to move headquarters, to my understanding, once again, to the Trump Towers. So he wants to waste millions of dollars and hundreds of like just a shit ton of resources moving to Trump Towers. I could be wrong about that. That could be fake news. I don't know.
I
don't know, man.
heard that was the original plan, or at least what was it? I think what his wife wasn't gonna live in the White House, and she just wanted to stay in Trump. I think that was the article, and that might have just trickled down into becoming like, oh, he's gonna move all resources to Trump Tower. I'd imagine, because I just remember that part. I haven't heard
That
any
makes
of that.
that makes sense to me then.
I
So
haven't heard about any of this stuff.
that makes sense to me. Yeah, but the problem is, Daniel, that kind of goes against free speech. I mean, then he wants to ban like flag burning. Look, I like the United States. It's not a bad place.
wait, how is it banning free speech if he just doesn't want them coming into the White House? They can say whatever the fuck he wants. He just doesn't want to answer the stupid fucking questions.
Well, that doesn't matter. Like, it's. I mean, even Fox News, who usually
Like-
supports them.
With
No,
freedom of speech, you can still choose not to answer a question.
Well, that's not how that works, though. That's the case. Why did he kick out the news reporter? Hell, even Fox News, who constantly supports them, is basically saying, "Yeah, this is not okay. You can't do that." They're helping out CNN. They're endorsing CNN right now for Trump not doing that. I may remind you.
There's
Yeah.
a difference between redirect. So let's say whoever, like what's the person, Speaker of the House or not? Press secretary, like who's usually taking the questions for the
Yeah.
president. There's a difference from redirecting a question and then the president saying, "I don't want them in here anymore."
Yeah, I would say that's it. He could have just ignored the question, move on. That's it. He didn't have to.
That's what press secretaries are trained for. They're trained
Yeah.
in like. But if there's like, I don't want him out. I don't know what these questions have been asked. I'm just saying like, oh, there's a either redirect or.
Well,
No.
I see what you're saying. The way I see it is that he may be the president of the United States, but he's still also a human being and can tell someone to fuck off if he wants to.
Well, that's the thing, though. He doesn't just attempt to fuck off. He bans them outright. He takes away their press
Well,
pass from the White House.
If some dickhead who came into your house asked you a dumb, stupid question and continued to do so, wouldn't
Well,
you?
Daniel, then ask yourself this question, Daniel. Why the fuck did he have a press meeting? Why would he do that?
To answer questions, of
Right,
course.
right.
Now,
so,
if he doesn't
so-
want to answer certain questions from certain people because A, he believes that news source to be shit, or B, he just doesn't like the questions, he has a right to say he doesn't want to answer the fucking question.
yeah, he has the right to say no. I don't want to answer that question because I think you're fake news. That's fine. But it's the fact that he took away the press pass. That's the main issue here. The main issue is that that's basically infringing on free speech. Kick him out in a place that he held publicly. Someone had the credentials to be there. They were there, and he just basically kicked them out.
Because
No.
they were
His
asking a stupid
supporters.
question and he didn't like it.
That doesn't matter. That's once again, you're kind of contradicting yourself here.
Well, the way
Yeah.
I see it, he lives there. If he doesn't like someone, he can tell him to leave.
Yes, but that once again, that's against kind of like the whole
But Daniel,
press.
as the president of the United States, you serve the American people.
Yes, you serve the American people. That doesn't mean that he has to cater to every fucking whim.
No.
But he doesn't. Trump is anything but that. He doesn't cater to anybody but himself and the fucking party he works with.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh,
Because he,
this is gonna be interesting.
yeah, because he's a fucking. Because in my opinion, Trump is like any other president. He rides any party's dick that endorses him. He's like the Republican Party is endorsing him, so it's right. He's riding the dick, and it doesn't even matter. Both Democrats and Republicans are like just two sides of the same coin. The essentially Democrat is just Republican light, I would say. The point is, Daniel, it's infringing of somebody's free speech. If you have a press meeting, you like just cancel the credentials, and he doesn't even say I don't want to answer it. He just bans him.
Well, he has a right to do that as a human being as well.
I mean, no, he doesn't. That's kind of infringing.
Yes, he does.
No, no, he doesn't. Because
Yes, he does.
No, because the press, the reporter, has every right to be there.
You know, SJW is always bitch and complain that when people from different platforms who don't agree with what they have to say, they come onto their platform and they preach something that's opposite to them, then they get kicked out or banned, which happens all the fucking time on any platform ever. It's fine there, but all of a sudden the president decides he doesn't like someone because he finds them annoying, their questions are bad, and their credentials are fake, and they don't deserve to be there. All of a sudden, it's a fucking problem.
So what the fuck does that say about
It means
Trump?
that everyone has a right to tell someone to fuck off if they don't like them.
Okay, so the problem with that is you already know that I'm not a liberal. I'm more of a centralist. The problem with that is that if Trump always talks mad shit about against like SJWs. You know, he talks mad shit about like Democrats being like snowflakes. But the moment something happens to him, he kind of goes back in its word. He just seems like a less of a fucking man, less of somebody who holds their words, and more of a giant fucking man child.
Well,
Really.
did you see his 60
Yes,
minutes
because there's an official statement saying that he will never ever tell someone to fuck off if he says something they don't like. There's an official statement. Am I right?
Yes, he actually says that. He says, "Oh, I'm not."
Where? Show me.
The
If you can
tweets.
find me the clip right now, I will shut.
There's
the
no
fuck up.
no. That's the problem. He tweets about everything. I can't even find the tweet because it's buried in mountains of tweets
God,
calling.
I'm 20 years
Uh,
old and I can't even stay on Twitter for more than an hour.
Yeah, Daniel, the man basically casually says, "Hey, let's go to war with North Korea on Twitter." Oh yes, what a fucking lovely way to start out your day.
Hey, it's
Oh,
like the origin story to Idiocracy. You can't make this
Yeah,
shit up. You can't make
exactly.
this shit up.
You see, you're defending Trump here when the reality is that both parties are shit. Both
Yes,
parties are
both
fucking
parties
dumb.
are shit. But I still think that Trump had a right to do what he did.
He
Okay.
didn't though.
Yes,
Okay,
he did.
so
As a
about-
human being, he is entitled to tell someone to fuck off in his own goddamn house.
Okay, so like in a sense that when he banned the reporter, what if in a hypothetical way this guy was actually being a jackass and asking the dumbest fucking questions that no one can answer?
Okay.
I'm saying like so then I guess he does have a right to kick him out if this guy is being a complete
Yes.
total jackass or asking the really I wouldn't not the wrong questions but just the stupid ones that no one can answer like oh
Well,
Trump,
here's-
is it true you're a communist? I'm not saying he said this shit. I'm saying like God forbid he can say any
Well,
like
here's
he
the
can
thing.
make-
I
he
would
can make
I
a
would
fortune.
agree.
You can,
Oh, I get what
you
you're
can 3D print a press pass. So I mean, or print it on, or laminate,
Well,
whatever the fuck.
Well, it's because like print presses they're very hard to like fake. Essentially, though, he banned the guy's press pass instead of just kicking him out of that specific like press meeting.
Was it
Which he
what-
could have.
What's his source from? What news article is he from? Was it stated?
So, I mean, I don't want to pull it up, but I guess I will. Let me see here real quick.
Because then it's all about like, oh, what like, because like I'm pretty sure presidents in the past have kicked out people because of bullshit news articles, like the New York toilet, get the fuck out of here, or whatever.
Well, here's the thing, though. Even Fox, for God's sake, you know the fucking just the guy, the people that love to support Trump. Well, yeah, they kind of are endorsing CNN, which is really rare in my opinion.
That's very strange.
I just want to say that I don't support Donald Trump. He's our president. I hope he succeeds. If he succeeds, we succeed. But if there's one thing I hate fucking stupid shit like that.
What'd you guys
Yeah,
think about the Kanye
Some
situation?
fucking dipshit comes into his own house, asks him a question that he didn't like. He tells them to leave, and now it's a problem.
Right. Wait, what did you say, Mark?
What'd you guys think about the Kanye situation?
The Kanye,
Specifically,
meme.
I mean,
I
Uh,
guess when he says that he was being used, that he's woke now, that he's being used.
Kanye is a fucking. He's another level of fucking just. I don't even know what to call it. It's like he ascended, but he descended.
I think
He's in his own fucking world.
I think Kanye is a legend because essentially him and Trump are just one of the same coin. Not to use that phrase again, but essentially they're in their own little world. They pretty much are just honest with what they think. They're never ever like just they never really cater to anyone. and that's kind of what I like about both of them. It's the fact because look, to be honest, as much as I dislike a lot of Trump's policies, a lot of stuff he says, I agree with some of the stuff he says. And the thing is about Trump, and as just a person in general, at least he doesn't cater to SJWs. And to go a little off topic, for example, one of my favorite studios, CD Projekt Red, recently bent the knee to SJWs just because they made a joke, and that pissed me off because like they don't realize that the majority of people would actually support them, not go against them.
That's true.
Now, there was a good conversation real quick about Trump, but let's bring it back real quick to like the whole socialism thing and what exactly it is, just because we don't want to get too off topic. I want to say,
That's already happened, dude.
That's the
We're
whole
already
point
way off
That's the whole
topic.
point of this show. I hate to tell it to you.
Oh,
I hate to say it.
Yeah, but we're gonna go back real quick just to explain real quick that my thoughts on it. Essentially, I like Bernie because he wants to bring certain socialist like stuff.
Oh,
And
great. Here we go. Here comes the economical illiteracy.
no, first of all, no, that's not how that works. You see, the problem is
Things cost money.
no, that's not how that's not how
Give
that
me
works.
some of your stuff to supplement me not having.
We already have that. Public schools, fucking police, firefighters. You see, the problem with a lot of people saying, "Oh, like
Yes,
we
because
should-"
privatizing schools, police, and firefighters is a good idea, Juan.
Right. So what's so why the same thing with medication? Why privatize medication? Why privatize like prisons? Explain to me. Want to know why? Because greed, and Bernie wants to get rid of that. So socialism is at least to Bernie,
That's
and I
a-
kind of
That's a broad goal.
well, yeah. But the thing is
Yeah,
that
well, someone's gonna have to fucking pay for it, whether it's
The-
privatized or not.
the problem is that he also wants to like actually make the companies, pay their fair due, and it's not. And the problem is that it's never going to happen.
It's not gonna fucking happen because if it ever did come down to that, they just probably fucking leave.
What do you mean by that, though? You're telling me that's like it's social, like economic illiterate. What the fuck are they gonna go, Daniel?
People, random rich people, would leave if taxes were increased. Yes, I
They
think they would.
already leave, Daniel.
Okay, then it doesn't matter. Then you're trying to increase taxes on people that aren't even fucking here.
Daniel, my point is that they can actually like enforce certain rules on companies. That's my point. So, like, what exactly is your point when you say that? Because I fail to understand what you mean
My
by.
point is increasing taxes on random rich people, not companies, because I don't think companies just can just up and fucking leave. But if you up taxes on random rich people, they probably will just fucking leave.
Well,
Their
the pro-
money's not here. Why would they stay?
Well, look. So the thing is that they're already leaving. Why not? And if they come back, what I'm talking about is taxing companies in general, because like you can tax companies in a way, but I don't know the specifics in how that works. But since it's a business expense, people at the top have to pay just go taxes, regular fucking taxes, and there's a problem where like less than 1% of the population of the world controls the majority of the money. So you're telling me like it's economically illiterate. I say it's economically illiterate for like these rich people that already have all the money to think, oh, I want more money. What the
Okay,
fuck
so
is?
what are you gonna do to take it away from them?
There's nothing we can do, unfortunately. I mean,
So then quit screaming at the clouds, you fucking
Well,
lunatic.
well, the problem is that according to you, you kind of want.
Hey guys, the sky is blue. I don't like it. Let's change it to purple.
Well, that's a
what
fucking
you're
very
doing.
that's a bad analogy. That's
That's
extremely
exactly
bad
what
analogy.
you're doing. It's
No,
not gonna
because-
change shit.
We could change it. We could act very like tutorial, like just very. I want to say tutorialism. Like, oh shit, I'm mispronouncing that definitely. But what I'm saying is like we can definitely enforce it. To say
Are you
that
trying to say totalitarian? Or something?
yes, thank you, Mark. Thank you. I was mispronouncing that. What I'm saying is that we can definitely enforce it. We have the military power to back it up. Like, I don't understand what the big deal is. You of all people actually agree that you kind of want like not a one world order, but like a united world where we all reach towards one goal. And the problem with your thinking is that you're kind of going against what you believe in right there. Because essentially, what you're telling me is that we shouldn't do it because we can't enforce it. But the problem is we can enforce it. We just don't want to. I don't know
We
why we
can't
don't want to.
enforce it because the type of people that are alive today. It's going to take a hell of a lot longer if the human race even survives that long.
Well, did
Probably.
you guys hear about that? The UN environmental report.
Oh boy.
About,
I
Yeah,
had-
we need to get the fuck off this rock. And you know what? All these people
About-
saying that it's
about
inhuman
12
or playing
12
God to
12
actually
years.
make improvements on it. That
12 years into when, Mark?
I don't know. Shit hits the fan.
Oh God.
I think
You know
they
what?
said-
Look,
I think they said 12 years. That's when it's over. So it's already starting to end. It's already starting to come apart. At
When
least
that
I think it said 12 years. I
I
saw
hope-
a video, and then I had
a
to
lot-
look it up to see if it actually solidified the.
a lot of the times, like that, those kind of predictions are wrong. But if it does start to happen like that, like this is what I'm gonna hope. I'm gonna hope people rise up. I'm gonna hope like the governments realize, oh shit. Now, what you know what's most likely gonna happen? The government's gonna be like, nah, fam, we're gonna fight over basic resources instead of trying to supply more. Instead of uniting for one common goal, we're all gonna fight each other for limited resources that are gonna go away anyways. At that point, let me say this right here, right now. If we ever gets to that point where we just fight for very limited resources, I'll just convince my mom that there's easiest way to go.
Well, I'll tell you. Well, I guess I wouldn't say the resource, but I think most of an important utility will go away first.
Oh yeah, man.
The internet.
Oh shit.
The FCC doesn't like that this shit is free. They don't like that.
Well,
I'm sorry.
I mean,
Verizon, Charter, and Time Warner Cable, God forbid whoever still owns that shit, doesn't like how this shit's free. I saw a thing where I read where I forgot, it was a video where it was like one representative said the internet is just used for looking up videos.
what now?
The internet is just used for looking up videos.
You keep cutting off, Mark.
For some, I don't know why. The internet is just used for looking up videos. That is what they said. That is what
That
these
is-
head
that
industry.
That
This
is the
is-
most ignorant thing I ever heard.
Because
the
thing
internet.
so the internet is classified as a utility,
Yes.
which means you cannot increase it, you cannot decrease it, you cannot modify it, you cannot throttle, fast forward, you cannot. Well, I mean, and you cannot throttle it. I can't because you can't sort of pay for faster speeds,
Essentially,
but you
yes.
cannot throttle it. It is a important utility, but cable industries does not see it that. They see it as a new money making switch. Basically, the internet will now become itself a microtransaction.
The thing is that if that happens, I'm just gonna drop the internet. Let me tell you this right now. I'm dropping the internet. I'm just gonna keep in contact with my. Oh, I almost said I almost dropped the name right there. Shit. I'm just
Who?
gonna keep in. Don't
well,
worry
you
about
dropped my name already, so who gives a fuck anymore?
it. Oh shit, my bad.
Who
You don't mean that.
what was I gonna say?
Well, the point is that I'm just gonna keep in contact with my friends. I'm just gonna keep in contact with them in different ways than the internet. And honestly, I think that if that ever does happen to the internet, I don't see any point in being in there
But-
anymore.
I just wanted to say, so California passed a law to protect us. So certain states are trying to create like citywide broadband internet,
Yes.
meaning we don't have to pay for charter.
I do know that.
As soon as California enacted a law that to protect net neutrality rules, as soon as that happened, Jeff Sessions, Supreme Court, is now suing the state of California.
Which is fucking dumb.
They're saying it's illegal. It's not. The companies are saying it's illegal. So the companies are lobbying the Supreme Court to sue California to make the rest of America believe that California is breaking federal law. They already have 4 states: Arkansas, Texas, North Dakota, and I forgot something else.
Well, the problem is that it's gonna be like Obamacare, in my opinion, where a bunch of these red states hate Obamacare, but then like when they introduce Trumpcare, they realize, holy fucking shit! Not only is healthcare even more expensive, all this stuff that I was originally covered with, I'm no longer covered. Oh shit! Which is why the Democrats took over the House, by the way, because they're starting to realize that looks like Trump hasn't changed anything. Looks like it's just getting worse. Like always, nothing ever changes. Like
Netflix and Facebook and other companies are trying to fight back.
yes, I mean, that's good.
because they're not a part of the charter.
I mean,
you know,
that's
like
good. Look,
industry pool, not yet anyway.
well, it's because here. Look, let me say this. And I think this is where we should end it off because it's. I mean, we have talked about it for more than 2 hours, honestly.
An hour at most.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think we should like
We
after
just
this
crossed
thing.
over an hour. We're at an hour and 9 minutes.
Yes,
So-
I say we should end we should end it soon. So let me say it like this: I really do hope that as things move forward, I really do hope that things get better. And pretty much, that's very naive thinking, in my opinion. I hope
and
things.
they never will. We're gonna move day to day with nothing ever changing in the world going to shit.
Well, it's
I mean-
always it's not naive to hope for a better tomorrow.
I mean, yeah, but still, like you can't help but think,
It's
wow.
naive to think it will happen automatically.
Optimism leads to disappointment.
Well, I mean, that's the best we can do right now, unfortunately. I mean,
and then with disappointment, I don't know. I already fucked up that.
You fucking
Let's-
die is what you.
let's just hope. Let's just hope that in the future things change differently. Those are my closing words. Like I hope that in the future things change. Maybe. Daniel, any closing words for Mark's podcast right here?
None of it matters.
None of it matters.
Well
What
then.
an interesting. way
Nothing
to go.
fucking matters.
Well then,
What about
with
you,
that-
Mark?
With that being said, what are you guys doing? Are you guys on the social network? Are you guys on the social networks? Or are you isolationists?
No
do-
social network, but I got a YouTube channel.
Ah,
Trusted
yes.
one.
I will link that down in the description below.
So
I don't really have anything for myself to whore out. I don't.
Yeah,
you
I
know,
mean,
Whore
I
yourself out.
just a YouTube channel.
I mean,
So just for don't forget to subscribe to the Random Conversations YouTube channel. I'm about to hang myself because how bad I'm fucking this up.
I guess I can. I'm planning to go into YouTube soon because my friend here, like, convinced me otherwise. I don't have any videos up, so I'm not gonna plug it in anything. But I'm probably gonna be coming. Daniel and me are probably gonna be coming to this podcast quite often.
Everyone,
Diesel-
like, comment, subscribe.
Diesel-
Have a good night. Don't be a liberal.
Peasel Buffo, the next Markiplier.
Sure,
Look out, everyone.
sure. I hope.
Oh, it's fucking 5 a.m. I want to die.
Yeah.
Do too.
End
All
this
right.
fucking shit.
Thanks for watching.
And this shit, Mark.
Oh man, thanks for watching.